Okay, so this is an example of LED lights with a controller that anyone who wants to take the time to install can do so with a few steps. So, as you can see, the lights are connected on the inside of the wheel around the rim that extends down and around both sides of the wheel. Here's the controller, and here's some of the items that you're going to need in order to perform this task. As you can see, I got LED lights right here, and I will show you what type I purchased in order to do this. So to start off, you're going to have to take apart your wheel. This is a Msuper3 S Plus that I had repainted. If you've seen any of the videos on it, you'll see that this is normally white. So when you start out to do this project, you're going to have to take all the screws off the wheel. There are at least 8 to 10 screws on this side, and then you're going to have screws on this side as well that have to be removed. And you have to get all of these off. And once you remove the outer casing, you're going to find that there is an inner casing that goes around the wheel, and there are 6 bolts that connect from here up to here that you're going to have to remove on both sides. Once you give those halves and take those halves apart, there's going to be a couple wire connectors you have to loosen to free that up. Now, once you get inside, you're going to notice that the wheel is enclosed in order to keep the electronics from getting damaged from moisture or rain. So you're going to have to go inside and connect your LED lights through one end of your wheel and extend it down from here all the way around up to here onto the back side. Now, once you do that, I'm going to put some light on here so you can see it better. Once you extend from here with the LEDs and you run it all the way to the back to here, you're going to find that right in here on the inside, of course, you're going to have to split this apart. So the way to get around that is you're going to have a break in your LEDs. What I did was basically take an LED, cut it right here where you see this copper connections, and I took a wire connector that I got at the local parts store, cut both sides off, soldered these lines to here, and then the other end of my LED lights I soldered on this side. That way I have a connection I can break apart right here in order to put the case back together and plug it in. I also deflated the tire to make it easier to work in there. Once I do that, I need to plug it in, and the only way I could get this these wires connected so that it wouldn't hit the tire is I had to take something like this, which is just basic silicone, and you can take the silicone and glue the wires up against the roof of the wheel so that it does not get hit by the tire, and that way you can complete the other side of your LED around the bottom and back up to the top so that you complete the circuit. Now, one thing you also need to know is how to power this light system, and what I used was the kit that I purchased came with a USB. So what I had to do is basically take and cut into the side of this part of the wheel to pull my wire through and to close it up. Now this actually slides up and down a little bit, but I made just enough room really to make it connect and keep it sealed. So I didn't want to shave off too much with the drill here. The other section that you're going to have to make a cut is you're going to have to put a slit inside behind here for the connection from the LED lights to this USB. And I've got a lot of wire that's just right inside there. There's a space where I was able to tie it up and then run a cut through and down into the wheel housing where I was able to install my LEDs. And so once you do all that, you take the silicone that I showed you earlier, seal that off so that no water gets splashed up inside the wheel. And then also what I did, and I recommend, is once you solder these connections together, that you also silicone this really good on both halves, and then silicone this, and then attach it up under here. You may not be able to see it behind this flap. You can see where the LED lights come up right in there, but you're not going to be able to see because the tire is already inflated. But that's pretty much the way you make the pass. So again, you connect your LEDs to here to power, run your cable down through, cut a hole through that inner housing to connect right up to where the LEDs can run along that path down, around and back up, and then have this wire connection here so that you can get over this part here, because when you start to put the case back together, you're going to have to plug these in, and then you need to glue it, and then run it around the back side, going all the way around until you get right back up to the front, and then you can just run your cable or your LEDs up to the top here, and then that way it'll tie off nicely and your lights will show all the way around the bottom half of your wheel. And that completes the process of LEDs to put in. It's not difficult. It'll probably take you, with all the supplies, roughly a couple hours if you take your time, but it's a real simple process and it's not as complicated as you might think. Hope you enjoyed this video and have a good day.